Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. We are back again, and we are here to talk about Alley Viper number 34. So this is a very interesting one. So I was not a huge Alley Viper fan back in the 80s. It looked cool. It was just a little bit after my core time as a GI Joe fan. I was still getting figures and vehicles and things, but it just one of those things that you kind of get out of at a certain point. I never really fully got out of GI Joe. I always had a foot in GI Joe every single year of all the different runs, all the ways up, but I never was fully vested for every year. But the 88, 89, and the some of the 90s, it was just like you know. I was into other things at that point, but I still was getting GI Joe figures. So the Alley Viper is very popular amongst collectors and fans. So he's a very integral part of the GI Joe lore. There have been a lot of different versions of the Alley Viper over the years, and they are still making new versions now. We just got the Trench Viper, I guess, is the Alley Viper with fortification. So we're still getting different versions of the Alley Viper. That's I don't think will ever change because the fans want more Alley Vipers. So I'm gonna start first, like I always do, with Dan Klingensmith's series of books. This is volume 6 of Creating G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero. So there you go. And so the Alley Viper is very prominent on these pages. So there you go. Let's read a little bit about the Alley Viper and how he came to be. It says alternate names NA, year release 1989, designed by Mark Pennington. Now that's an interesting name. Mark Pennington was the next person that came onto the brand as a designer after Ron Rudat. Hey, good morning, Michael Gene Fleming and Lone Dragon. Michael Gene Fleming, good morning. And happy 4th of July. Yes, thank you very much indeed. Happy 4th of July to you as well. And good morning, Lone Dragon. Thank you for joining us. So the Alley Viper was designed by Mark Pennington. So he was the next designer after Ron Rudat. He came in about 87 to 89. So this is at the tail end of his design years, Mark Pennington. Mark Pennington is going to be my guest, my special guest at my convention here in Florida that I'm going to be doing, the Central Florida Joe Show, or if you would like, the Centflow Joe Show. He's our special guest. So if you're in the Florida area, you're watching these videos, and you would like to come meet one of the designers from Hasbro that worked on G.I. Joe, that's the perfect opportunity to come. It's September 28th. It's a one-day show. It's a Sunday. We're starting that show off small, so we'll see how it does and see if people like it and they want more. So we're going to start out pretty small. Hello, Sean Jones. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. So if you would like to go to the show, September 28th, Sunday, there's a bunch of guests. I'll be talking about the show more as we go along, but this is about Alley Viper. So let me get back to that. So Mark Pennington, yes, he's a wonderful guy, really friendly guy, wonderful designer. He's done a lot of really cool work for G.I. Joe. It says, when discussing the design of the Alley Viper, Mark vividly remembers a scene of a beige, desolate city made up of tall, nondescript buildings and factories with no windows and very few doors, and alleyways with no cars, street lamps, or fire hydrants. He shared that this deserted industrial region was nothing more than a place for people to fight. This scene in his mind was the premise for creating an urban assault soldier. Mark shared that the gear he gave the Alley Viper was heavy influenced by riot gear. The opening in the shield was covered with bulletproof glass and could open to allow him to shoot the enemy and still be protected. Influenced by the movie Predator, Mark gave the Alley Viper a face shield that would display radar, heat motion, X-ray motion, several other displays to help him fight against the Joes. Now that's pretty cool. So Mark Pennington obviously thought very hard about, very strongly about the Alley Viper. So there you go. Give you a little bit insight into the design and aesthetics of the Alley Viper. That original Alley Viper was orange and blue, which is a very unique color scheme, and they use that technic camouflage as well. So then we're going to go into Carson Metaxas' series of books, The Art. Where is it? Oh, The Art of G.I. Joe, Creating the Art of G.I. Joe by 3D Joes. And then we're going to show the vintage package. So let's see. We're going to do all this stuff down here. We'll cover up. And there's your Alley Viper vintage package with the figure in there. Really cool. Looks very urban, very tactical, very ready for battle, and so on. So there's that one. Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe, Volume 4, 1988 through 89 by Carson Metaxas, 3D Joes. Okay? So that's that series. And then we're going to go into the Alley Viper's first appearance in comics. So the Alley Viper did appear in Sunbow. No, he appeared in DiC animation, and I believe it was Operation Dragonfire first. Let's see. We did Barbecue. He appeared in the Sunbow animated series, the Pyramids of Darkness first. And the Bat from the other day was in Serpentor Arise, Sunbow animated series. So those are all the first animated. I show their comics, but I forgot the animation. Sometimes I do that. I forget the animation part. So let's see if we can find Alley Vipers. Oh, there's an Alley Viper right there. They've got a lot of Iron Grenadiers in this issue. But I really wanted to show the Alley Viper. Oh, there's the Alley Viper flying the Fang 2 up there. Let's see if we can get a better visual of the Alley Vipers. That might be my only appearances of the Alley Viper. Oh, there they are. Much more tactical, battle ready right there, the Alley Viper. So there, that's much more closer to what they're supposed to be. Urban assault troopers. So that brings us to the Alley Viper's vintage figure. So the vintage figure, Alley Viper, has lots of gear, and like they talked about in the in Dan's book, Mark Pennington had this shield that he could look through the hole there, and there was different readings and so on and so forth. And he has this cool urban assault rifle. There's a lot of Greeble on there. There, you can't really see a lot of that. It's all black. And then he comes with this urban like backpack with grappling hook and everything. I might be holding it upside down. There you go. Really cool. So I'm going to put all those on him. And then he has that mask that goes up and down. I believe it goes up and down. Yeah, it goes up and down. So you can see the balaclava inside there. And it goes back down. And this is a very tight figure, by the way. Looks pretty good. So let's see. I'm going to put his backpack on there. I'm going to put his gun in one hand. I think I'm going to put it in this hand. If I can get it in this hand. Yep, there. So we got his gun in that hand. There. And then I'm going to put his riot shield in this hand. So we can portray. Well, see, that's the problem with these hands from back in the day. They don't twist like they do with the modern ones. So in order to get that at the right angle, you have to kind of turn the arm or whatever. Kind of like that. There. So there's your Alley Viper vintage figure. Oops. With all of his gear on him. Looks pretty cool, I've got to say. I do like that technical camouflage. I think it looks really cool. I like that design of technical camouflage. It's on one of my favorite figures, Storm Shadow version 2. I kind of like it a lot. It gave it a more advanced look to the figures and the camouflage and so on. So, oops, I'm going to have to take the backpack off. Put that up there so it'll fit back in its package. So there's your Alley Viper. So that brings us to the classified Alley Viper. Now let's see. He has the designations, and I checked the designations. So this one that has the boot is boots on the ground. This one is shield. This one is urban assault. Urban assault. Cobra urban assault. The gas tank, I could not find it, but I'm guessing it's like gas training or gas attack or whatever, where you throw the sleeping gas or whatever it is, tear gas training or whatever. I'm guessing that's what it is, but I could not find the actual designation. So then he's got some really beautiful artwork on the side of the package. Again, I love these different artworks, and then it rolls over and you get a better view of him on the package like that. There's several different ones on there because they're troopers. They're troop builder figures. And then we have he's got the last one of this artwork here. And it looks like it's slightly different maybe, but that's the last package. I think that's going to have that original package design. And then again, he's 34, so we're up to 34. And we're going to open this up, and he comes with lots of gear. Look at all that gear he comes with. Open him up, get him out of there. And then he's a Cobra, so he has the interior Cobra logo package design on the back of his package. Put him down here. So we're going to take the figure out first, and we'll put everything on him as we go along. We'll build it up. There you go. Wow, he's a pretty big figure. He's an impressive looking figure. He's got a lot of heft to him. So I took out his shield. I'm going to try and put that on his head. So there's this little shield mask. It's going to go over his head. So there are these little teeny things on the sides of his head that attaches to. So that's your core Alley Viper. He's got this heavy secondary. He's got a holster on the side of his, looks like the left leg. And then he has a sheath on his secondary there, probably for a knife of some sort. So let's see if we can get this little thing onto his head. There. Oh, there we go. So we got it on there. And he has his dot scanner thing in there on the head. So you got that there. Right. So this looks like one of the most advanced new classified figures, I believe. So it makes sense that this would be the last one that they've done for that original classified run, and then they change the packaging and stuff, and when they go forward. Because he has a lot. He's got another little sheath on his arm band there. He's got all your normal articulation, the butterfly shoulder articulation. He's got all the arm, the double jointed elbows, the wrists, the calf there of the arm. He probably has the double the ab crunch, but you really can't tell because the secondary is on him. But he definitely has the waist articulation, the leg articulation, the same as the other ones. He's got the double pin knees, but he's got these really thick knee pads that are there that you can't really tell that he has the double pin knees, but he does. He's got the ankle swivel. He's got the calf swivel. He's got the foot rockers. So he's got all the normal articulation points that most of the classified figures have had for recent, from about I would say I would say about 20 till now, or 21 till now. They've upgraded. They added a lot more to these. So let's get some of this gear out of here. We're going to take this huge imposing shield out first. So that's that big shield that they were talking about. Hello, Conquest Productions 1117. How are you? Happy 4th of July. Thank you very much. Happy 4th of July to you as well. So then if you return this over, there's a lot of greeble on that, and there's computer stuff, and there's like a screen there, and there's an arm holster there. He can hold it in different ways. And then on the front, there's a big Cobra logo and stuff. Whereas the other one, I think there was a Cobra logo. It was much smaller, and the color, the deco on this is slightly different than the old one. This is a little bit more blasty looking and stuff like that, but they kept the golden orange. Looks pretty similar. Maybe it's a little muted, a little less orange than the other one. The other one was a little bit more brighter orange. I'm going to take some of these guns out of here. Now, he's got pretty much the same gun that he had on the other one, right? It's just a classified size. Look how big it is. Much bigger. And you can see all the greeble that's on that. Look at that greeble. There's tons and tons of detail, tons and tons of extra stuff. So we're just going to stick this in this hand, just like I did with the vintage one. See if I can get it in here. I have such a hard time getting weapons into people's hands. There. Oh, there. That. There. So I got that on there. It looks pretty good, right? So I'm going to open up some of this other stuff before I put his shield on. So then we have this backpack, his large backpack. He comes with a backpack, which is very rare. A lot of the figures do not come with backpacks, classified figures, but he does. Look at all that greeble. Look at all the stuff that's in there. It is really cool. So I'm guessing that has to do with the gas and stuff like that, where he has to throw those gas canisters and stuff like that. So I'm guessing they're gas bombs that are on there. Some sort of a tank to hold the gas. So there you go. It goes on there. This one doesn't have a grappling hook like the vintage one had a grappling hook. And then let's see. Oh, he does come with a grappling hook. It's right here. Let's see where that's supposed to go. I'm not sure where that grappling hook's supposed to go. But he does have a grappling hook. There's the grappling hook there. So I'm not entirely sure where that grappling hook is supposed to go. Maybe it goes into one of these guns. He's got several other guns. Let's get some of these guns out of here. Maybe one of them is a grappling hook gun where you can climb buildings or whatever. Yeah, look, there's a little bitty hole in that gun there. It looks like a grappling gun where you shoot it and it goes out. So let's see if that will go into there. Yeah, it does. So you can shoot that grappling gun. So I'm going to put that grappling gun there. And then he's got another rifle here. So he's got lots of guns as an urban assault trooper. Look at that rifle. Holy smokes. There's that big weapons cartridge there. And then he's got targeting gear and everything on that. It's pretty big. There's lots of greeble again. So they're doing a really good job with this figure. He comes with a lot of accessories. So now we get into some of the smaller weapons. Now he has a knife, which if he has to do like a hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that, close quarters combat, so he would have this knife. There, knife. And I'm guessing that goes into here. So he can access that knife if he has to get close quarters. So there you go. The knife is in that little sheath on his secondary chest there. And then he has, what else do we have? We have a second, it looks like a second knife. Yeah, a second knife. So they really kitted this guy out with lots and lots of stuff. So now we know we have another sheath over here. It's just a matter of if this is the right one for that. Yeah, I think it is. It goes into the arm sheath, the wrist sheath. So there you go. The wrist sheath goes in there. So now he's got two knives on him. He's got his big gun. And then we also have a pistol. We have a revolver of some sort. Oh, I know what it is. That's an electric, one of those electric guns that you shoot people to subdue them. So that's what is the right word I'm looking for? Not electric gun. You guys tell me in the chat what that is. I can't think of the exact word. It's not an electric gun. It's a like a shock thing that you shock people with if you're a policeman or whatever. So all right, I'm gonna put his shield on him. Let's see if we can get the shield on here. Stun gun. That's it. That's exactly it. DJ Sash. What is that? DJ Sash. You're a new person in the chat. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Yep. Taser. Michael Gene Fleming. Yeah. Taser or stun gun. Either way will be fine. I just couldn't think of the name of it. Sometimes my brain is like messed up and it doesn't have the right words that I'm trying to say. I don't know why. I'm getting old, I guess. Let's see if we can get his arms in there. So you put that over there. I don't know. Having a hard time putting his shield on over this arm. So I'm going to switch hands, I guess. I'm going to put the rifle in the left hand, and I'm going to put the shield on the right hand. See if I have better luck with that. Doesn't seem to be any better luck. I wonder if his hands come off. Let me see. No, his hand doesn't come off. Maybe it does. I just am having a hard time with it. Yeah, it does come off. So then maybe I can slip his shield around the arm that way. I don't know. I can't seem to get it around there. Trying to do that, and it just doesn't seem like it wants to go in there. I wonder if this part comes off. No, it doesn't come off. So I guess maybe I can just like hold one of these things, because there's these two holster parts that you can hold with it. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try and hold that with his hand. Put his hand back on first. There, I got his hand back on. His backpack came off. Problem with the secondary is it's hard to keep the backpacks on. That's been a running problem for people. So I'm going to try to do it like this. I'm going to hold his arm up like that. I'm going to try and hold this thing, the little strap of the shield. All right, so I got that on there. He's holding the shield now. And then let's put his gun back. Put his gun in this arm, this hand, like that. There. And we do that. Then we have the arm in there. We have the shield on that arm. And we are pretty close. All right. So there you go. We got a gun. We got a shield. We got a faceplate. It goes up and down. You can see his mask there. So there's your Alley Viper. Everything's on him that I can find a spot for. There are little things on the back. I'm wondering if any of these guns can go on his back. I'm going to look on them and see if there's any little holes on there that I can attach any of this stuff to. No, doesn't look like there's any holes to attach to that. So we'll leave those two guns off. So that's a detraction. I like it when you can put all the gear on him. He's got a lot of the gear on him. He's got the stun gun, he got the two knives, the backpack, the riot shield, and his main rifle from when he had it in the vintage. And he's got his fold-up mask. So that's a lot. So I'm happy about that, but I would like to have had places to put these other two rifles to attach to this backpack or something, so that he wouldn't have extra accessories hanging around. So now he's got these extra accessories. So now I have to just have them hanging around. So what do you guys think about Alley Viper? You think he looks really cool? I think this deco is much more updated. It looks much more realistic than the vintage one. It is definitely more urban looking as a riot patrol type person. And in there you can see, when I showed that earlier, you can see the scanner, the computer scanner on the inside of the shield and everything. It looks really cool. He's never been, like I said, never one of my all-time favorites, but I've always thought of him as a cool figure, and I think they updated it really well for the classified line. They did that up scaling, the classifying up, like they always say. So he's a definite welcome addition to the classified, and so we're gonna get several more alley vipers as we go along. I think there's like three more alley vipers on the way after this. So I'm going to stick him over here with his bat friend. And then, oh, I totally forgot. He has these cool shin guards as well on his legs. So yeah, I forgot to showcase those shin guards there. And he's got some extra tampos on his arms, Cobra tampos there. And he's got a lot of stuff. He's definitely got a lot of layering as well, which I like the layering of these. It makes it look more realistic. So I almost missed a couple of things there. So there you go. There's your Alley Viper number 34. Oh, let me do this first. Alley Viper number 34 with his vintage, and Alley Viper with his package. So we're going to continue the series on. That was our first time we opened this figure, and it's a pretty cool figure. So our next figure is going to be vintage Storm Shadow. Storm Shadow number 1. So that's going to be interesting because we've already gotten several Storm Shadows, but we're going to be opening the vintage version of Storm Shadow. Finally, we got to Storm Shadow version 1. It's taken them a little while to get to this, and it's an interesting mystery why it took so long. So then they changed the packaging again, and so I will showcase that. And so he's one of my all-time favorite characters, Storm Shadow, and so I'll be talking a little bit more about that as we go along. So any questions in the chat by anybody? You guys have anything you want to ask? I want to say thank you to everybody that did chime in during the chat. I appreciate it. Everybody watching along, and everybody that watches after the fact, I really appreciate it. So like I said before, I've got a show that I'm going to be doing at convention, G.I. Joe Centric Convention in Florida, Central Florida, the Centflow Joe Show. I will be doing a lot more promotion for that show. It's September 28th. It's a one-day show. We're going to start small, and we're going to build it like Joe Fest was built the same way. They started with a one-day show, and they built it into the juggernaut that it is today. And I feel that the community here in Florida is wanting of a G.I. Joe community event. And so I'm going to do the best I can and get guests that I am able to. We're getting some Florida guests and a lot of Florida vendors and stuff. And I'll try to bring people in that I can reasonably afford to bring in as we go along. As we get bigger and bigger, then I can try to get different people in. So I hope that you will enjoy that. It's going to be in Deltona at the center at Deltona, and it's a beautiful venue. And we have a bunch of guests that are going to be there. We have Mark Pennington, like I said, designer for Hasbro, the vintage era, 87 to 89. We're going to have Adam Riches. Lone Dragon, I have something to add. Okay, go ahead, Lone Dragon. We have Adam Riches, Mark Sobel. We're going to have Matt LaCroix from Strike Force Alpha. We're going to have After Action Report. We're going to have a bunch of fun things there. Let's see. Why does Alley Viper come with that one gun that is the lefties only? That's a good question. I would have had it on the right hand myself. I did on my vintage one, and it worked out. But on the classified, it's on the lefties. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe the designers were lefties or what have you. They should make it where it's like unisex, so you could use it on both sides. I have I have to agree with you on that, Lone Dragon. It is a bit of a uh, um, conundrum to me. You should be able to use all the weapons on both sides, but yeah, it's a puzzler I don't have an answer for. Sorry. Thank you though for asking. Um, like I said, Alley Viper's not like one that I've spent a lot of time with. I'm familiar with it and I like it, but it's not like one of my favorites. I have a baggie full of this one's guns that no one can hold in their right hand. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's a lot of other characters in the line. You can maybe mix and match your guns. I do remember Lenny saying they're building this world out, so not everybody's going to be able to use the guns that they come with. Somebody else could use the gun, and then there might be a gun that somebody else has, or a weapon or accessory that somebody else has that you can put on this figure. So you can mix and match. I know it kind of goes against the OCD that we are as collectors. We want everybody that comes with whatever gear to have that gear on them and utilize that gear. But I understand where they're creating a world and they want to have this interchangeable abilities with these figures. So it's an interesting dilemma. I can see from the customizers and the photographers viewpoint that they could use all this for all different things. And the policeman, when we were going to get that policeman, he came with a riot gear and all this different stuff. So that would have been a really cool character to get a lot of troop builders of like 10 policemen and mix and match all that gear. You could have gave some of that gear to that policeman, the urban policeman. But I don't know when we're going to get that urban policeman. It was solicited, but then it was canceled for some odd reason. So I don't want to get into that, but so there are ways to utilize this stuff, Lone Dragon, if you have to. So the convention is going to be really cool. So if you have any questions or you would like to be a vendor, if you know anybody that's in Central Florida that wants to be a vendor, please go to the Senflow Joe Show at Senflow Joe Show at yahoo.com. Email to ask questions and ask about being a vendor, and then go to the Senflow Joe Show event page on Facebook. And all you have to do is type in Senflow Joe Show, and that event page will come up. It'll have all the information. I just always thought it was funny, not only designing a gun that the magazine gets in the way of holding it right-handed and then giving it to a troop builder. Yeah, I feel the exact same way, Lone Dragon. It's very strange, but we're not going to have that answer unless we specifically get Lenny or Tony or somebody at a convention. I was able to talk to Emily. She came to Florida to MegaCon, which is our largest convention in Florida, or the South region, and she was there, and I got to say hello and stuff. So if Lenny and them come next year to MegaCon, I'm going to try and talk to him about some of those weapon situations. And we've always had these issues with the weapons. Some of them are too soft, some of them are too rigid, some of them you can't hold. It's a weird situation with the weapons. I'm hoping as we go along with this series, we'll get better results. So just stay tuned and keep watching, and hopefully we'll get into a better position as we go. But there's a lot of cool figures coming out that I look forward to opening and playing with and utilizing and seeing what happens with that. Maybe down the road I'll have a better answer for you. So thank you though for asking those questions, Lone Dragon. I appreciate it. And anybody else that has a question, feel free to let me know. I hope everybody got their Snowcat HasLab orders in. I'm really looking forward to that. It looks really cool. And I like all that play value, that world building that they added there. Thank you again, and good morning, and have a good morning, and have a wonderful 4th of July, everybody. And we will see you on number 35 in the near future. Take care and have a great day. And Cobra!